I am Avery, and this is my Capstone Project. For my Capstone Project, I decided to take the issue of depression and the ways to communicate it and to help people who maybe not, that don't have it or just don't understand it. It's a way for them to understand it. Because I know through my experiences and through my family, the best way of communication is through music, and it just makes things a lot easier to understand and get a feeling for. So the risk that I took during this project was just writing the song in general. I decided to write a song for my project, which is something that I've never done before and that I'm not very experienced with. I've only been playing the ukulele for about a year and a half, and I just started getting pretty fluent with being able to sing and strum at the same time and on beat. So it was kind of a risk for me to make it sure that it sounds good and that it actually was a song and not just something that I threw together, and that it actually had the breakdown of a song, like the verses, the bridge, and the chorus. So another risk that I took was the overall topic of depression. It is a very big topic, and I was fearful during this whole project that I wasn't going to do justice with trying to explain the feelings and how I felt through it, and what it was like for me, and I just wanted to make sure that my points were clear and that what I was doing was a good way to explain it. The novelty of my project is very original. For any singer or songwriter, when they do write a song, it is coming from them and their perspective and their point of views. All of my lyrics are originally my own. I came up with them through my experience and what I saw and went through. And the beat and the notes and everything and the chords are all made up on my own. I figured out the pattern that I wanted, the tone, and how I wanted the song to sound. I worked very hard on this project. I put in probably about 8 hours into just writing the song. I actually wrote an entire song and then scrapped it because I didn't like it and I didn't think it was good enough. So the 3 stages that I went through that I'm just going to highlight quickly was frustration was my main stage. I went through that one a lot throughout my project because I was frustrated on a number of things. Frustrated with just going back and looking through those parts of my life that I am now out of was just kind of frustrating and hard for me to go back to that dark place. Being able to share my content with my family was sometimes very frustrating because I didn't know how they would react to it or if they'd understand it, or if it would make any sense. Another thing that was very frustrating is I didn't want it to sound like it. I put too much emphasis on making myself sound like a professional when I am not a professional. This is my first time writing a song, but I was pushing myself too hard to make it sound perfect. So my second stage that I went through was analysis. I actually had 2 very thought out plans and ideas that I was going to do before I decided to write the song, and I just scrapped them because I felt that this one needed to be done and it was something in my realm that I somewhat knew how to play, but I was taking a risk by writing the song. And the last stage that I went through is verification. I ended up playing this in front of a completely different audience, my father, my stepmom, and my brother, to try to get their perspective on it because they have both been diagnosed and gone through depression. So I wanted to see if what I was saying made sense to them, and I took their notes and what they said and their comments to add on to my song. So now I'm going to play my song. My song is called My Diagnosis, and it is about me, and there's more symbolism. She said, I'm a side of you, a side you pictures and hang them up to show the life of a defeated one. No, she didn't get to grow up. As the days turned dark and the sun became cold, I tried to talk to her. She said, you can't have happiness. What makes you think that you deserve that? Now go put on your mask and smile. They're all lying to you, so don't even bother trying to be true. There's no purpose anyway. You threw yourself away. Maybe tomorrow you put yourself together. If you don't break down again, what's the point of being seen if you can't speak? The light is gone and you're all alone with her in the dark. This is my diagnosis. Get your black dresses ready and the flowers all set. Get the pictures and hang them up to show the life of a defeated one. No, she didn't get to grow up. But I'm so over you. This is my life too. Who are you to tell me what I can and can't have? I will not stand in the dark and let you rip my life apart. You can't hold me with your chains no more. I will break them every day until you see it's not you, it's me. I get to have what I want, so stand back. I'm here and I'm taking my life right back. This is your diagnosis. Get your black dresses ready and the roses all set, because I know how much you hate them. Put the pictures in the frames, they are here to stay, because I get to grow old again. This is our diagnosis. It's for the people who feel like she can come and ruin your life. But I'm telling you, it's not black and white. She can't control you. She can't abuse you no more. So reach for the stars and be who you are, because you deserve your happiness. So that was my song, and my song is basically describing that my depression was a side of me, and it was her coming through after I had felt broken again for probably another time in my life, and she really started to shine through and take control of it. So my entire song was about how I felt and what some of the things like she made me feel, and how in the end I decided to take back control of my life and not let depression define me and control me anymore. And the question that you wanted us to answer through the TED Talk was, why are we here? And this was a very complicated question for me, because I have been asking myself quite a bit lately, and I came to the realization that it goes along with that one article that we read about meaning and how some people spend their whole lives trying to answer this question. But I really started thinking about it, and even at a young age for me, I know my purpose, and my purpose is to underlining just help people. I have seen hurt, I have been through pain, and I have lived grief, and all of those things have given me empathy and sympathy for those to try to help them. And I have seen people be hurtful and mean, but all I can do is help lift them up and make them feel better. I was never part of cliques when I was a kid, so my purpose is to help people understand one another and be there for each other and give a different perspective on life from all the ones that I have seen. So my purpose may not be too big or grand, and I might not even fully know it yet, but my purpose is to be there and help others and show them a new perspective that they may have never known before.